Hello and welcome. It's Bear from Living Fabulously, and today I'm talking to you about how to start an email marketing campaign. And why we bother with an email marketing approach at all is to, first of all, build a list of our own audience on our own platform. And what we do is we aim to engage and to nurture that audience as part of our community. And what is your email marketing campaign? So it's a strategic and thought through approach to connecting with your ideal audience and sharing value with them. So what we do is we actually connect a number of things together to make that into a structured approach. So there's 6 steps that I want to talk to you about today. It's about building your list, setting your goals, the types of email you might use, how to plan for those emails, and also the scheduling of those emails, and reviewing your data. So let's start with number 1, building your list. It's no secret that having subscribers on your own platform is the best way to build a business. It means that you are not taken by the whims of social media if they close down a platform or if they change your access to that social media platform. And that list is obviously something that you value. You build your list through content and extra value along the way. So one of the ways you can build your list is to have an opt-in. And an opt-in is a beautiful way to offer something of value to somebody to solve a problem, an immediate problem that they have. So the more closely linked your opt-in is to the problem that your ideal target market wants to solve, the better that opt-in will do. So building your list is also about gathering email addresses onto a platform. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to gather those into a spreadsheet and have it completely unstructured and unsafe. What we want to do is to capture that into an email autoresponder like MailerLite or ActiveCampaign and use that system to secure our clients' information, number 1. And number 2 is to capture information about that particular subscriber. So for example, if somebody opt in through my free training called Fabulous First Opt-ins, then they will be actually given a tag that I know that they've actually started that sequence of emails and when they finished it, and I know that they're interested in opt-ins. So that's about the segmentation of that list. So that was number 1, building your list. Number 2 is about setting goals. So you need specific goals for your email marketing campaign, and they can be different because there's different needs. So sometimes if you've got a new subscriber, the goal is to welcome that new subscriber. If it is through an opt-in, maybe it's the second opt-in, you need to boost the engagement with that particular subscriber so they see the value that you're providing. And then also it may be about nurturing your community. So giving them beautiful free content that's not available on your website, that's not available on your social media. And then there's another type, which is about re-engagement. Now, if you have not been sending out regular newsletters, you need to make sure that those people who they were willing to and trusted you when they gave you their email address. What you want to do is to make sure that if you've slipped and not been nurturing them and not been engaging them, is you re-engage them. And that's a type of email marketing campaign to reconnect with them and show them value, show them why they're there. And then there's another way is also segmenting. Your goal might be segmentation. So for example, if you are multi-passionate and you've had different niches along the way and used one email system, you may have people that have got very different needs, and sending out one newsletter may not meet the requirement. So I have two very definite areas of focus in my business. One is boosting your energy and the other one is boosting your business. And there's two separate newsletters so that I segment my audience based on how they actually came into my list. So those are the goals. That was number 3, setting your goals. And then number 4 is to plan your emails. These need to be thought through and carefully crafted so that you not only add value through the process of the number of emails that you're sending, but also that you're putting yourself in your ideal client or ideal audience's shoes to understand where are they at right now and meeting them where they're at and fulfilling a need that they have around problems you know you can solve. So you need to plan those emails. I usually use a Word document. My clients get given a pro forma template, which they can actually complete, and it allows them to structure the emails much more readily, because the structure of those emails is really important. So number 1 structure tip I can give you is your subject line. Your subject line needs to be open worthy. The person needs to be able to go, oh, yeah, I'm curious. So make them curious, not clickbait. Don't put scarcity tactics in there, but put curious things in or funny things in. You can use a number of tools to get to better subject lines, like Portent, Title Maker, those type of things. I found more if I lean into what is it I want to say and what would be the one thing that I want them to understand. So for example, if you are doing an opt-in, you wouldn't say, here's your opt-in. You know, what you would probably give you is maybe one reason why they need to open this to get that opt-in. So focus on that. If it's more around, let's say, knowing that they need to turn up to a webinar or that they're in the webinar, that's fine, is then, you know, to talk to that because they were expecting that email to give them the details of the webinar. And then what we've got is the different types of those emails. So what we have is you have relation-based emails. So that's where you might be storytelling, where you are demonstrating or illustrating through storytelling or by giving examples, case studies, those type of things. Then there's another type of email where it's more transactional. So like a webinar is quite transactional. If somebody signed up for your program, it's quite transactional. And so is your promotion emails is a separate type. So when you have run a webinar, if you are launching a program, the next couple of emails after that would be around promotion. So you're inviting people into that program or whatever that the offer is that you're making, but it's going to give them really ways of understanding how this could support them. So it's all about that. And then so once you've planned the email, you've got the type of email sorted, you want to schedule that email. And you need to know when your audience are most likely to open your emails, because what you want is a high open rate so that it doesn't get buried in amongst all the other emails. So think typically of when your audience are online. And it will then mean you need to know what time zones your audience are in so that you schedule it at the times that suit most of your audience. So for example, a large proportion of your audience is in the same country as you. Think of their habits. Are they people who would normally wake up and read email, or the people that would read email in the evening? Because you don't want it to get lost in amongst the other emails that come during the day. And once you've scheduled that, so that's number 5, the next thing is number 6 is to review your data. You need to know things like the open rate. So the open rate can give you clues on whether your subject lines are compelling enough. And also in the, the opening of the email, did they actually click any links? So that shows you whether they're engaged with the content, if they're interested in it, and that gives you some clues about that. And then also, obviously, your unsubscribe rate. You need to understand anything about that, because if you've put something contentious in there, let's say you are really taking a stand on something, yes, you may well repel people, and that could be a really good thing. Otherwise, it may just be bland and boring, and it's not, or it's not meeting people's needs. When you see the unsubscribe rate, don't panic. Just simply take it as a measure. Work out where you think the problem lay. Was it that they're not interested or no longer interested? If they're no longer interested, just bless them and send them on their way. If it was something about the content being bland and boring, like in your heart that it wasn't interesting enough, or it was too long, so nobody has time to read lengthy emails. So we're aiming for short, sharp, concise, fun, engaging content in our emails. So I hope that you find that useful. So just to quickly wrap up, the 6 steps were: build your list, set your goals, plan your emails, make sure you know what types of emails you're sending, have that compelling subject line, schedule them, and then review your data. So bye for now. And remember, let's live the fab life together.